Today's video is crowdfunded by you and sponsored by Midwest Homes for Pets, because life goes better with pets. We have a really fun and very important video planned for today. We're going to be addressing some of the most common myths in dog training. In fact, some of these myths are so common that many professional dog trainers even accept them to still be true. We're going to shatter those myths with the help of Jumpa the Pit Bull. Click thumbs up for pit bulls and rescue dogs. Do you want extra dog training tips and access to a wonderful community of dog lovers? Like me on Facebook at facebook.com/TheZachGeorge. And if you like what we're doing with this YouTube channel, consider contributing to our Patreon campaign. It's easy to accept myths, especially when they're widespread. Maybe you've experienced it yourself with your own dog. If so, tell me in the comments below. For example, maybe you have a golden retriever that doesn't like to fetch, or a lazy border collie. Where has your dog defied the stereotype? Now, let's go meet Jumpa and his dad, Rob. How did you come up with the name Jumpa, Rob?
Jumpa means loving kindness in Tibetan. And sort of when I found out he was a pit bull, you know, I kind of really wanted to find a name that would sort of be different than what the myth is about pit bulls being these mean, aggressive dogs. I rescued him from the LA SPCA.
You guys obviously have an incredible relationship, and I mean, that is the most important thing when teaching a dog. Why did you decide that now was the right time to get a dog in your life?
I wanted a companion, you know, a little guy that I could sort of train, come home, and crack a beer open and share it with. No, not a beer. I actually found you initially from YouTube. I really liked your methods, and so I emailed you.
How long was he at the SPCA, do you know?
Yeah, he was rescued in May of this year. Actually, he did get picked up for a couple days. The homeowner's insurance for these people that adopted Jumpa, they would drop him, so they brought him back, and they only had him for a couple days.
Wait, so you're saying that the people who had him originally had to bring him back because their homeowner's insurance wouldn't cover it because he was a pit bull type dog?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that sort of breed discrimination that occurs.
Yeah, well, that's part of the thing that I want to address today, so that's interesting that you should mention that. I didn't even know that. Part of your motivation was, look, I've got this pit bull, there's a lot of stereotypes about them, I need to hold him to a higher standard because, you know, unfortunately in our society, there's not often the second chance for a dog just because of their breed. Did you have any reservations about getting a pit bull, or did any of your family members give you a hard time about that, or what?
Actually, my mom. She's worried about me, you know, she's worried about me and my girlfriend, and, you know, what the media portrays these myths about pit bulls. You know, they're dangerous, vicious dogs. They will snap on you at any point in time and grab on, not let go. That's when I started doing a lot of research about pit bulls, because I was like, well, from what I've heard, people who've adopted them in the past, I felt comfortable with it, but I wanted to educate myself.
I've worked with so many pit bulls, hundreds of them. You know, they're really common here in the southern United States. And I have never seen any issues of them being more aggressive than any other breed. Many people are quick to judge this breed just because of their DNA. In fact, in many areas of the United States and around the world, they have banned these dogs altogether. In fact, the entire United Kingdom has banned pit bulls. There are actually plenty of studies to show that breed-specific legislation focused on banning certain breeds has had no effect. And in fact, in some countries like Italy and the Netherlands, they've overturned these bans altogether, which is definitely a step in the right direction. The ASPCA has stated that pit bull bias in the media is also a major contributing cause to the negative stereotypes of pit bulls too. The reflection of how dogs like pit bulls are treated in our culture today really has more to do with the type of person who gravitates towards exploiting a dog like a pit bull. Now this is interesting, check this out. Those who have a pit bull, a Rottweiler, a Wolf hybrid, a Doberman, an Akita, or a Chow on average have 10 times as many criminal convictions. Now this, at least to me, would lead to pretty solid evidence that it's more about the type of person who gravitates to this breed. And what we need to do is do a better job on finding good people like you to bring these dogs into their home. The only thing that's really changing the culture of how people perceive pit bulls is education. That's something we're very big on here at the Dog Training Revolution. You guys can help by sharing this video as well. Many people think that pit bulls are more challenging to work with or more difficult to train, but actually I think we can dispel that myth right now by getting Jumpa interested in the new Scudo crate from Midwest Homes for Pets. What do you say?
Sounds good.
First, we're gonna focus on teaching Jumpa to go in and out of the crate, because that's important when you have a dog, because you want to be able to control their environment. I'm just gonna put a little piece of chicken right there. Really nice work. Yes, good boy. Nice. Good, hey, go. Look at that, just like that. Yes. You know, whenever you're introducing your dog to a crate, you want to be really tolerant of the fact that they might be a little reluctant. As you can see, Jumpa just went right in. And look at this communication. We're using these treats, of course, to bridge that communication. This is probably the most major redesign of a travel carrier I've seen in my dog training career. This crate happens to have caster wheels. Now, those are an optional add-on. Now I think we might be able to actually close the door here. Good job. We'll see how he does. You have a really cool lock on it here for some extra security. That's locked, and this is unlocked. Pretty cool. Come on, buddy. Good job. You're doing great. Yes, good. That you see how he just went in there. I love it when that happens. You have a carrying compartment to keep your supplies in, like your leash, your clicker, your ball, whatever you might need. You could keep some treats in there. This is gonna blow your mind. You've never seen this on a crate before. Check out this handle right here. It makes it so much easier to push and pull if you do a lot of traveling. It's always awkward to pick them up because they're so wide or so fat. If you grab them right here, you now can pick it up. You see that? Isn't that cool? If you guys are interested in getting the Scudo travel carrier, I'll have a link in the description where you can get it. What are you doing? This is my chicken. Let's talk about myth number 2 in dog training. There's a really popular myth out there that you need to dominate your dog. Now, I would tell you, don't focus on domination, focus on communication. And the fastest way to achieve communication is to begin by teaching your dog yes and no. I like to teach yes and no by teaching our dogs to leave something alone. So we're gonna see how quickly we can teach Jampa how to do this. I'm gonna start with a piece of chicken in my hand right here, and I'm gonna let Jampa know it's there. When he goes for it, I'm simply gonna close it and say no. When he does what I like, I'll say yes. Now, whenever you're teaching your dog yes and no, you wanna have the emphasis be on yes. I'm gonna see if we can get him to leave it alone for a longer period of time and kind of make it a little bit tougher. No, no. Yes, good boy. I mean, that was amazing right there. Just be consistent, you know, be really calm when you're talking to your dog and be genuine. Dogs really detect sincerity, and Jampa's doing a really good job with this. So the whole lesson of this is you don't need to jerk your dog around on a leash and show them that you're the alpha. You just need to take a little bit of time to communicate with them and teach them some basic communication. Start with yes and no. For a more detailed video on teaching your dog to leave something alone, or if you want to know more about the dominance myth in dog training, see the description. Now on to myth number 3. Dogs can't learn more than one thing at a time. We're gonna try and teach Jampa 3 things right now. We're gonna go for a sit, yes, good job. And let's go with a lie down, yes, rewarding after lie down. And now we're really gonna try and do something special here with roll over. Yes, look at that, good job, really good. Can you keep going? Can you keep going with it? Yes, and then back the other way. Good, rewarding here. We can teach our dog how to do things really quick like that. Dogs are capable, just like we are, of understanding more than one concept at a time. Now, of course, you don't want to overwhelm them, but don't feel like you have to master one thing before moving on to the next. If you want to learn more about lure training, I'll have a link in the description that will help you. Let's talk about myth number 4. If you use treats to teach your dog, you'll always need treats to get them to listen. Actually, there's a very straightforward formula to teach your dog how to listen without treats. I'll have a more detailed video in the description, but I'll give you kind of a quick idea as to how to make that happen right now. My goal here is to see if we can get Jampa to do multiple things for one treat. That's the intermediate step you need to take to teach your dog to listen without treats. I haven't rewarded him yet. That's sit and lie down. Now we're gonna try and get a rollover. Boom, yes. I'm actually gonna give him a jackpot reward there. So you don't just go from treats to no treats. You have to make sure that you phase that logic in for your dog, but you know, he's doing really good with this. Yes, no treats yet. Good, and let's see if we can get one more. 3 rollovers for 1 piece of chicken, that is a good deal. You want to reward your dog for steady progression on what they're learning, and you want to kind of mix it up. Sometimes you want to just reward them like crazy, and other times you want to make them work a little bit harder for that reward. But the bottom line, you're just trying to send the message to your dog, look, I'll pay you, but you gotta do a little bit more this time, until eventually you don't have to rely on rewards. Remember, commit to 6 months to 1 year of training with frequent rewards before seriously phasing out treats and rewards altogether. Myth number 5, that is, your dog is stubborn because they won't listen to you when you leave the house. I mean, after all, if your dog listens to you in the house, then they obviously know the behavior, right? No, not so much. Dogs don't generalize environment that well, and you have to kind of work with them for an extended period of time, and especially outdoor environments. Don't have the same expectations that you have outside or in any new environment as you do when your dog is at home. Think about a kid being at Disney World and how interested they are in doing their math homework in that situation. It's really kind of similar for our dogs because they love to investigate. They perceive the world much differently than we do. So we have to be really understanding of that with them. I'll have a cool video in the description that'll show you how to teach your dog to listen to you in new places and around other dogs. Are there any myths that you guys have thought to be true and then later found out, you know what, not so much? Tell me in the comments below. Click thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Like me on Facebook too, facebook.com/TheZachGeorge. I'll have a link in the description for the Scudo travel carrier, which is awesome if you want to pick one of those up. Rob, you did awesome, man. Jumpa does. Let's go, buddy. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Teach me. Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. No. Where did we find you?
On the street. Is the wind blowing my hair? Can we get a fan?
So lightly. There's like a halo around you.
That's beautiful. I need a wind machine though. I really want the full.
I think it might.
Yep.
I could be on the cover.
If you're serious about learning how to teach your dog, make sure you're subscribed and check out these other videos. I'll show you how to teach your dog to listen around other dogs with Nina, or if you want to know how to phase out treats, check out how to teach your dog to listen without treats. Check out Knox for a better understanding of lure training, and of course, you'll need to know how to teach your dog to leave something alone. My Leave It video is awesome. It has several examples too. Again, don't forget to subscribe, check us out on Patreon and Facebook, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And by the way, I'll have links to all these videos in the description below too.